Hello, beautiful person watching this. I am so happy that you're here. Welcome back to another Slay the Spire Ascension 20 Silent Run. On this channel, I upload my recorded wins with some commentary and general discussion about this beautiful game that we play. Taking 15 to transform is a bit of a lot of damage, sadly. Down to 44 health on floor 0 is very scary. And we'd love to take 3 elites, but looks like that's going to involve taking an elite before a campfire here, which is pretty spooky. I may just go right and decide to choose a card. Blade Dance is there, take it over Masterful Stab, which is also a pretty good card. But Blade Dance is Blade Dance. Boy, is it a good card, basically dealing 2 strikes worth of damage in 1 card at worst. And I am going that way after all. Very rare situations where it could be worse, like if you're against Lagavulin and you get your strength debuffed, then cuts the damage in half. But more commonly, the fact that it's 4 cards in 1 is beneficial to you because you can build your deck around that. And a lot of relics interact with how many attacks and or cards you've played, like Ink Bottle and whatnot. Second Blade Dance, probably clicking on that, that's pretty good. So, floor 2, we have so much damage already. I take 2 to play Blade Dance. Fair enough. And I drew both Blade Dance, so that healed me for a lot. Getting hit for 17 there. And Ancient Paw is here. Trash versus Masterful Stab, basically. I clicked Masterful Stab. Not a big Cloak and Dagger enjoyer, even with the Shiv thing going on already. I already have so many Shivs that there's not like I need more yet. If I find a Shiv lover card already, then I'm very happy. And Cloak and Dagger is much worse against Gremlin Knob. And I found Gremlin Knob. So here we're gonna rip that Ancient Pot so I don't get vulnerable. Not sure in the world that I'm not getting vulnerable if it's correct to play defense there or not. And actually I have lethal? No, I don't. That's a lie. Considering Strike versus Survivor, I play Strike just in case. I don't have Blade Dance anymore, so risking not having enough damage if I just pass. And found a Toxic Egg into Acro versus Gamble versus Footwork. That's quite a card reward there. I take the Acro. Very happy about finding an Acro there when I have these Blade Dances I want to keep playing over and over. But all 3 of those cards, if I could click all of them, that'd be really, really nice. Gamble will become better later, of course, when we have ways to put cards into our hand to then gamble away, or things that we really want to find with the gamble. Neither of which are the case yet. Acro's doing its thing. If I had a Backflip Plus, gonna take that. And we just killed a Gremlin Knob, so cannot get Gremlin Knob again from the next elite. And that makes taking cards like Backflip a lot more comfortable. No need to worry about fighting the enemy that doesn't let us play skills the whole time anymore. That is such a brutal effect that Mr. Knob emanates. Just the existence of Gremlin Knob makes you change the way you build your deck so much. Probably more than any fight in the whole game. And Prepared Plus, much better than Prepared Not Plus. Very happy about that. Debating between Blade Dance and Masterful Stab. They pretty much go up by the same amount of damage, except Masterful Stab is unplayable sometimes. So just upgrade Blade Dance instead. And suddenly we are looking really, really good here. And I didn't mention I have found a Malaise from the Transform, I believe. That's pretty good. But that was before Toxic Egg, sadly. And Dodge and Roll Plus is an option. It's not looking amazing. We're already at the point where we don't need the, like, fastness of Backstab. And we don't want it to be starting in our opening hand every single turn for the whole run. Eventually, you'll reach a point where wasting a draw on essentially dealing 11 damage for free becomes worthless because the enemies start to have like 300 health or whatever. And so you prefer it be card draw or something that helps you scale or whatever, rather than just deal 11 damage. An excellent card if you need the damage, if you're going into Gremlin Knob still and you don't have enough to kill it. Backstab is great, but we're already at the point where it's probably not good to add. Just gotta get through these sentries. No poison, so deck wasn't amazing against Laga anyway. We could get the debuff, and then the Blade Dances are not doing a lot. A case for upgrading Masterful Stab, to be sure. Hopefully draw a backflip here, that'd be great. Huge. Massive. Going pretty well. That's a 0-cost Masterful Stab on turn like 30. That's pretty crazy. And Fumes is here, probably clicking on that. Would love to click on Catalyst Plus, but boy do we have no poison. So that's a shame. Can I like lock that one or something for later? Like now that I have just this one Fumes, I'm happy to take the Catalyst already. Just wasn't there yet. And we found an Auric Alchem and a Strawberry. Strawberry, of course, just 7 max health. An Auric Alchem, if we end our turn with no block, we will gain 6 block. Pretty good if we want to play a huge Malaise. Or we have some other mitigation like Piercing Wail to reduce the strength. Then blocking for 6 can actually be really huge. And I did play a pretty weak Malaise. Was fine with just making sure that I split on the right turn, and then with Toxic Egg and Backflip Plus in my deck and Dodge and Roll Plus in my deck and Fumes, there should be no way that we die here. It was perfectly fine just letting it go. Yeah, Fumes will always go up to 9 here, so it's always splitting yet again. Play Blade Dance for fun. That was like 8. Is that right? It's 7. Could play Masterful Stab there, but it would have done no damage. Was the poison giving it the shield? All making sense. 4 times 4 is a lot less than 5 times 4 somehow. Still 3 times 4 though, 1 weakened. Math is weird. Minus 25%. So the minus 25% from the 5 times 4 rounds in a good way for you. Neat. It's splitting, I don't know why I'm thinking. Just making sure I did the exact right amount of damage to do as much damage as I could. Good job, past me. Yeah, I can just end my turn twice now. I am disrespecting the Guardian doing more damage. And we did it. Very nice. Burr, 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 burr. Missing some sounds, it seems. And some cards here. No skills. Took an after image. That seems pretty good with the whole play Acro a billion times, play prepared, play 2 copies of Blade Dance Plus, which each give you 5 block when you have after image in play. And I take a you can no longer upgrade your cards at Campfire's relic because we have Toxic Egg. So I'm just like, okay, I'll just deal with the not upgrading the powers thing, and then every card I'm adding that's a skill is just going to be upgraded anyway, so I don't need any more. Seems fine. Considering, do I play the image? I do. Of course, every non-attack card we're playing here is going to put a Daze in our deck. Can make playing cards wrong, even if they do something good. And luckily not getting attacked again here, so it should be out without taking any damage. An unusually good Chosen Fight as the Silent here. Blessing of the Forge, and another Backflip Plus. Probably clicking on that. Could have taken Cloak and Dagger Plus there. It's actually much better than regular Cloak and Dagger, and now we have After Image. So, pretty interesting. And here's a Ritual Dagger. Could take that as well. We definitely have the current health to get away with it. We're also never upgrading a campfire, so we're always resting. And could use a little bit more front-loaded damage to be sure. And we get the card remove at worst shrine, but if you, just in case you didn't know, you get a certain reward based on the quality of card you give to the spirits here. If you get rid of a common card that is not a basic card, you'll actually gain 5 health. If you give it an uncommon card, you'll heal them full health, and if you give them a rare card, you will heal to full health and gain 10 max health. And so if you have a bad rare in your deck like Berserk or something, then that event could be very nice to get rid of it and get a huge benefit as well. It is essentially a better waffle if you choose to sacrifice a rare card. Which is 170 gold shop relic. Pretty good. Sadly cannot kill with the dagger. I rip it because it's going to die anyway soon. Makes sense. And Tactician is here. Tactician Plus with double Acro and Prepared Plus. Man, that is a good card. And suddenly we're really doing it here. Like, just with that one pick. Just now we're trying to find all the draw, and we do have this Eviscerate still, which is not to be slept on. We'll suddenly do a lot of damage if we're chain drawing our entire deck. And every time we hit on the Eviscerate, we just deal free 27 damage. Very strong. And we hit, it's huge. You get double backflip as well. Like, we already have quite a bit of draw. So this is all definitely coming together quite nicely already. And with Toxic Egg, really nowhere to go but up. Just hoping to find some solid cards at card reward screens. Liquid Bronze is there. Another Blade Dance Plus. And yeah, I mean, we have After Image. That is pretty good. And we take the Liquid Bronze and we happen to get our Book of Stabbing here. Love to see that. An interesting decision. Could choose to... I was considering Block Pot there. To, I guess, just play maximum malaise and then take no damage. A little bit questionable. So I do get a good malaise in anyway, and it's only hitting for 3 times 3. Much more manageable. And yeah, this is exactly what you want out of your silent runs. When you're watching someone really good at the gameplay and they get a run like this, you're like, man, I want to play the game so bad. And then you log in and you just like die to Gremlin Nub. Sometimes it does happen to you too, as evidenced here. And find a Meat on the Bone and another Acrobatics. It's happening. And there's a shop when we have 500 gold, and there's a gambling, calculated gamble here. Holy moly. And spoiler, this meat on the bone doesn't heal me for most of the run. I am just full health until like the Act 3 bosses or something. Taking the gamble, and then toolbox seems good. There's also a ghost in a jar here, which I could just click on and save for the heart fight. Really good. But I think there's another shop coming, which is why I did this. What I want now is Tingsha, and I was actually aggressively hunting for it. I remember. So I make some decisions that may be wrong, because just in case I go to a store and I see Tingsha, I like need to be able to afford it, or I'd be very, very sad. I love Tingsha a lot, and I never really get to play with it, especially not with the kind of, you know, Toxic Egg, find all the discard cards kind of deck. It's so rare to get a run like that. And I just really wanted to like force it as much as I could here. I was already so strong. No need to like do the absolute best possible thing to get strong right now, per se. Just playing cards to block for as much as I can with the after image. Only take 2. This would be a good 1,000 cuts run as well. They don't happen too often, but this is definitely a good example. Don't need the damage, but it would just be a fine card in the deck, you know. Bad hand, but at least we can block. Yeah, we're gonna make it out. Not too bad. I had Tori. Take a Piercing Wail over a... I snap picked the Piercing Wail there, and there was an accuracy. Accuracy may have been right. Definitely possible. But I just snap picked Piercing Wail because it's really good. And so we find a Tori. Quickly gonna talk about the shop. It's going very fast. I buy Tactician Plus because it's really good. I buy Prepared Plus because it's really good. I buy Footwork because I need some block, and it's really good. And a card move, and a membership card, which makes everything cost half price in the stores. Of course, if you have more than double the cost of the membership card, it is essentially free. That's true. Of course. And anyway, relics. Art of War, if we choose not to play an attack during our turn, then on the following turn we will gain 1 energy, which could be relevant here. And then Tori, if we were to take 5 or less unblocked damage, attack damage, we would instead take 1. Particularly good in most circumstances against the Heart's, you know, 4 times 15 attack. The problem with this, though, is we have Piercing Wail and Malaise, and therefore it may be hitting us for 0 already. But a solid defensive relic, regardless. An Avocado Fungi Beast, of course. A horrifying fight. In nearly all runs. But it's no match for this deck. Take 1. Very sad. Should have played Acro first. So the thing about this sort of deck, you know, largely speaking, generally speaking, is when you're playing a sound like this, ooh, it's another Eviscerate. I click it. It's double Eviscerate. Or wait, do I even have the first Eviscerate at this point? I guess that is my only Eviscerate. So I've been talking about Eviscerate this entire time as if I had one, but I didn't. But now I do. And that is really, really good. So yes, we'll be cycling through our deck, playing Acros, Prepareds, and then whenever we draw this Eviscerate, free 27 damage. And big turn there. Oh, I was gonna say was it's very easy to point out basically a billion different mistakes that someone's making. You can call them things that could be optimized in a turn when you're playing a billion cards, especially when you're playing them fast. But the important thing really is to have the right idea rather than to worry about playing your cards perfectly in most situations. And so yeah, feel free to watch and work out. Oh, you should have played this card first. You know, you played a card before after image, so you missed one block, or you played aggro too early, so you didn't have enough hand space to draw all 4 cards. Sometimes it's actually correct to do that, because you don't want to spend the 1 energy. But just as some basic examples of things that could be fixed, so feel free to spot those on your own. Definitely going to be a lot of those. I'll point out any really significant, disgusting plays, but I'm aware that there's constantly, technically, things that I'm doing wrong. It all depends on how much energy do you want to put in every single turn, meticulously calculated. It's so exhausting. And you don't need to play like that to win, obviously. But sometimes you do, because if you're playing fast, you won't see the winning line. And we got to charge our Ritual Dagger once again. I had a bag of prep, that's really good, and another acro. Oh my god, it's happening. Can't get enough of those. So at this point, if I found Tingsha, I would have a Tingsha deck. I could just play acro on Tactician and Prepared and gambling, Calculated Gamble over and over and win that way. But that is a rare relic, of course. Very sad. Spoiler, I don't find Tingsha this run. But boy, do I try. And this could be a bit tricky, this champ fight. So I do chill a bit and let the fumes cook as much as I can. I think I had another one that I just uploaded where this exact thing happened. Like, my only way to kill champ was let fumes tick for 15 turns and then split. I think this is a bit more comfortable than the last time, though. This deck doesn't care as much about being frail, because we have Afterimage. I'm gonna sit here for a bit and let the fumes charge. Poison stack up. It probably is gonna keep up Art of War every single turn. No need to play any attacks. Attacking is bad because it would cause it to split faster, and therefore we would have less poison on it. But in that case, it did it to block for enough to not take any damage. Considered playing Piercing Wail just to get it out, but when it's hitting you for 33 times 2 and you're vulnerable, that's actually quite a lot of damage reduction. Because it's actually hitting you for 25 times 2, minus 8, so it's 17 times 2, which would hit you for 25 or whatever. So it's blocking for 16 by itself. Quite a lot. No, it should be more than that. Math is so hard, man. It doesn't track that it would only go down by 8 when you're vulnerable if Piercing Wail reduces by 8, right? Piercing Wail plus, we're talking about here. There's just a lot going on this run. It's getting me to rant. And we're splitting here, so have to do some damage, ideally, but we can't get through this 14 block very comfortably. So I do a little bit of damage. We don't have well-laid plans, sadly. That would be helpful. And could play flex pot now, yeah. Do some damage. Even play the dagger, yep. No need to be greedy against the champ. He's the champ after all. 37 times 2. I was wrong about the number. That makes sense. So the 37 times 2 goes down to 25 times 2 for a total of 24 block. Because I'm vulnerable. It all makes sense. Let's try to find a tactician there. But I found weaken. So taking no damage on the big execute turn. 'Tis but a scratch. Oh, we're doing it. That's a no damage. 1 damage champ fight or no damage? I think I went in damaged from the avocado fight. So avocado and fungi beast, harder fight than champ, confirmed. Skipping those trash cards. Storm of Steel is bad. It's the discard your whole hand thing. Definitely tough. And trash cards here, trash rewards, already have a 4th energy. So the Sozu downside is really not worth getting another energy. We already have so much energy with tacticians. And Sacred Bark versus the silent specific starter replacement, where you gain 6 cards every turn instead of 7 only on the first turn. So yeah, it goes from bag of prep basically, drawing 2 on your first turn, to every turn you draw 1 extra card. So it actually doesn't even become beneficial technically until turn 3, where you've netted 1 card. But since we already have another bag of prep, then we're definitely going to have solid turn 1s even without it, so I'd rather have the permanent 1 card every single turn to make sure we're a little bit more consistent. Definitely unusual for me to click on that relic, Ring of the Serpent. But sometimes you get to do it. Considered another Eviscerate, but nope. And once again, I went into the shop hoping for a Tincture, which we would just barely be able to afford because of membership card. It would cost like 165, 170-ish in that neighborhood. And Apotheosis is here, pretty much useless. We have Toxic Egg upgrading everything. So I just straight up leave because we're going to another shop. And I want to be able to afford Tincture if it's there yet again. I would never forgive myself if I walked into the shop and Tincture was present and I didn't have enough money. That would be a tragedy. Shakespearean. Taking 1 damage here because I played After Image 1 card late. Oh, never mind. I have Molly's. How foolish of me to think. And I'm mousing over Meal and Bone. Has this healed me at all? Nope. Okay. I think I recently posted a run where perhaps even the last run I uploaded before this one, healed me for 200 health after killing the heart. Possibly the most Meal and Bone has ever healed me for in 1 run. And then this time it didn't heal me at all except for like the bosses and the heart, I think. And of course, the 24 healing from the heart is completely meaningless, so just padding the stats a little bit. There are no more fights after the heart, after all. Look at this deck go. We just incidentally gain block because Backflip, which is our card draw spell, one of our card draw skills, gives us block as well, and After Image gives us block. It's pretty good. Hoping to play this Spiritual Dagger. Of course, the Darklings aren't actually dying until you're killing the last one. And second gamble is there. Pretty good. Please, Tincture. Nope. Never lucky, man. So now I decide to start buying cards, of course. That was the end of the road. Buy a medkit. And card move. Pretty good store. Will be nice against like Nemesis if we ever get the burns or whatever. Just to make sure that we're not having those very awkward turns where our pseudo-infinite draw our entire deck over and over thing doesn't get interrupted by burns and whatnot. We would be fine either way, I think, but it's nice to have that insurance. Giant Head appears to be in peril here. We have a lot of cards per turn, and that increases the slow debuff by quite a lot. Oh, that's huge. pretty good draw there. Very sad that this curse is still around. The curse genuinely makes Gamble worse. Like, obviously the curse is always making your deck worse by having a curse in it, but curses interact unusually poorly with certain things like that. It would go away if it weren't for the gamble, but sometimes you have to play the gamble, so then you just have to draw the curse again, when normally you wouldn't. We can just outblock the Giant Head. We're doing it. Tactician's bottom card. It's actually very sad because now we're reshuffling without it. Yeah. When you have a second gamble in your hand, you can always get rid of one of them, because the second copy is useless. When you play one of them, the other one gets discarded always. It's hard to see in your mind, like, this gamble is the worst card in my hand, because it's such a good card. But if it's the second one, it is actually worthless. Bottled Tornado. Do I want a power to start my opening hand every time? Bouncing Flask is here also for another way to deal damage. Could be good against the Hearts or Time Eater for sure. Instead of having to play 5 cards to deal 16 damage against Time Eater, it'd be nice to be able to just play Bouncing Flask over and over. The Ring of the Snake, or the Ring of the Serpent, a little bit awkward drawing. Like, obviously this would happen if I had the starter Silent Relic too, but having 8 cards in my opening hand with Acro Plus is a little bit awkward. I always overdraw one. Still worth playing, of course. Wow, that's very lucky. They all hit the spiker there. It's a 1 in 2, 4, 8, 16 chance. Time to start buying lottery tickets. Kill that one, and then Flask always hits 4 times. Pretty good. Still at full health. Another Acro or another Bouncing Flask. Do I want 6th copy of Acro, I think? I sure do. Boy, is it good. If it is possible to get to too much Acro, it's certainly not happening here. Could have played Blade Dance. No, it wouldn't have killed. Seems fine. Bouncing Flask not good here, I'll tell you that. Gotta kill these minions. Look at that Piercing Whale. It's such a good card. It didn't even do that much there, but it could have if I wasn't able to kill them. Medkit actually getting used, huge. Much consideration here. Just fine tactician, lol. There it is. This is mesmerizing. And I'm the one who played this. This is me. Isn't that crazy? Acro bottom card, very sad. Could have kept going. And that's what can happen. Like, all you have to do is whiff once and the turn's over, you know? So that's why card removes are so good. Simply one less basic in the deck would have resulted in that continuing to go on. And you are always towing that line when doing anything like this. And another reason why people will ask, like, why didn't you click on, like, Glass Knife there, you know? Isn't Glass Knife a good card? It's like, yeah, it was really good earlier, but now it's basically just a way better strike. It had to be dealing 100 damage to be worth it by this time. Could have played Masterful Stab. I'm trying to set something up, it seems. Maybe I just didn't play it for some reason. Oh, right, the dagger. Very smart past me. Genius. Flexpot definitely better than Blockbot. Gotta click key over Lantern there. And didn't mention we found a Bronze Scales. But of course that is the reflecting 3 damage every time we get attacked thing. Very good against the heart. Does a lot of damage whenever we get attacked for a number times 15 damage. It's 45 damage. And we have a Bronze Scales as well, hopefully. Keeping that around, therefore dealing 90 damage every time we get multi-hit. That takes care of, like, basically one whole turn cycle of the heart by itself. Probably want to play an attack here. That's a lot of damage. That's a pretty good result. Could play Gamble. And I'm just poking him a bit here. Oof. Take some damage here. Writhing Mass is very scary. Just don't get cursed. And it's okay to take a little bit of damage. Our poison gets there eventually. Yeah, our whole game plan of play a billion shivs is not great against a malleable enemy that also changes its intents when we hit it with an attack. So I'm just gonna try to... This is a reason you take Bouncing Flask, and another good lesson. You may feel like, you know, you're obviously doing this play Blade Dances and After Image and Eviscerate for 0 thing. Why did you take a Bouncing Flask? You don't have any other poison. But you know, this game is not a game where you're intended to build like, oh, just this archetype and that's all you do the whole run, because So many different kinds of fights in this game. They all do different things, and they all expect different things from you. And so if your deck can only do one thing, and if you happen to play against the fight that's bad when you're playing that deck, then boy are you dead. And so you take just one card that can solve fights that you're unable to solve right now, and suddenly you're a lot more likely to win because of that one decision. And so the Bouncing Flask is a good example of that. Some fights you really, really want poison because attacking it is just hard. And we are attacking, but we're not that good at attacking. Basically just getting carried by Eviscerate at this point. Fume's quite good as well, but it's a bit slow. Definitely want a more dedicated, kill the thing pretty quickly sort of card. And of course, Catalyst becomes a real option when you take a card like a Bouncing Flask. Darkling's hitting us rather hard here. Actually, a little bit surprising. But it's fine. We would like our meat on the bone to do something. Pretty sure we fought Darklings earlier in the act and didn't take any damage. And now we're stronger than we were then and taking damage. Just goes to show variance can definitely play a part. Tactician bottom card again. Definitely not complaining. Some card has to be at the bottom. It's my Eviscerate. There's my dagger. Hopefully find like another Blade Dance here. Or Eviscerate works too. Made it out. Oh, no. Current me even did the same thing. I forgot to kill the one on the right. Whoops. An accuracy plus is here. So now I get the chance to reconsider where it's skip versus accuracy. Do I even click accuracy here now that I have a Bouncing Flask? I think I do, yeah. It's pretty good. The shivs are dealing a lot more damage now. Another way to scale. If I had something like a Shuriken or something like that, definitely would have probably not clicked on that. But could use some more damage still. We're drawing a lot of cards, but we're not doing that much damage. Can't find the Tingsha. Didn't draw Acro there, that's very sad. Like, wow, that is sad. The difference between taking 20 damage and 0, for sure. So finally meat on the bone, doing something. And I think I woke up at this point. I was kind of just like clicking cards. And then I was like, wait a second, I can actually take damage. Gotta lock in. Yeah, I believe the meat on the bone heals for 36 total, including against the heart. There's one of 2 fights that it will heal in. Gotta block for enough here. If you end your turn, the Constrict will still deal damage to you. Gotta block for enough to not take damage. Already could pass. But I'm being careful. And Ritual Dagger is in there still, but didn't get there. Made it through. Another Acro's here, or prepared. I take another Acro. Is that like 7th Acro plus? I don't even know if it's good at this point. That's a lot of Acros. And another shop is coming up. There actually is another chance for Tingsha here. So I think Strength Pot better than Flex Pot. Permanent 2 Strength better than 5 for 1 turn. And again, sadly, no tingsha. And then there's a frozen egg here, and I'm like, is frozen egg good enough to click on just for this well-laid plans to upgrade, basically? Could card remove as well. Card remove plus a regular well-laid plans, or a well-laid plans plus for 190 gold, and I actually take the the frozen egg just to upgrade well-laid plans, because of course you can't upgrade it because I have the fusion hammer. Is that insane? I don't know, but I did it, and when I won. Orc Outcome actually getting play for the first time in I don't know how many floors. Harder move was really good there. I don't know. I thought it would be funny to click on Frozen Egg just to upgrade 1 power. Very expensive upgrade. I could find a power from the Act 4 Elite. The general idea: make sure as many copies of Acro, Gamble, and Tactician as possible are in your discard pile before reshuffling. And also make sure you play Eviscerate before reshuffling, probably. That's like how we're doing damage right now. And these guys are considered real enemies for things like Feed and Ritual Dagger, so it does charge it up. And now we get to keep double Acro at the end of each turn, which makes the next turn really good. That's 72 damage, guys. Gonna have to block. And we're not interested in playing Piercing Wail despite this turn, because we would like to save the Piercing Wail for the turn where it is splitting. That way it retains the negative strength debuff. Really, considering Blazing with only 25 block, that's kind of wild. Decided against that, I would say wisely. And I'm doing a little bit of math. I'm like, how much do I have to reduce it by? So I decided to do that instead of... I should have just not taken this 9 damage. That was weird. Definitely could have backflipped first and been totally fine with Malaise for 3 instead. I think I just did math wrong. Past me. Pretty good. Pile there, and immediately drawing Tactician and Eviscerate is nice. Another Tactician. So now we have no way to discard, gotta find it with the backflip, and we did. It's still going. And the shivs are doing damage, have to remember that. Blade Dance dealing 48. Or 40. No, 48 because we strength potted, indeed. The gambles help us find the Tacticians again. It's beautiful. Look at that. Discarding Tactician Plus just hits different. That's like the thing as Silent that hits different. Playing Outmaneuver or Concentrate Plus and Tactician Plus and Acro. For me, that's like the dopamine activator moment as the Silent. Ironclad, it's huge Reaper. Silent. It's draw a billion cards and make a billion energy. And then I'm not sure about the other characters. I guess it's the same thing as the defect. Playing like Recycle and Cool Headed over and over. That sort of thing is fun. So we did do the thing. Play Piercing Wail to reduce its strength. And yes, if it basically has the debuff that's supposed to have it gain its strength back, but since it splits, then it loses that buff to gain its strength back, and therefore keeps the minus strength. However, if you reduce the strength to negative, of course it cleanses, basically puts itself back to normal. So at best, you are getting it to 0 strength. Cannot get it to negative strength. Getting there slowly but surely against Woke Bird. Now we should be good to start playing attacks, I think. Just trying to find ways to get cards out of my hand. Nice. I think I forgot that Blade Dance is dealing a billion damage. It's all good though. Void is here to ruin my day. Actually, kind of bad. Found a tactician though. Not really bad, but would have taken we would have taken 1 damage if I didn't find it. And actually pretty good that we have this med kit. We can get rid of the void for gambling away our hand to avoid drawing it again. And Time Eater is here. Definitely a spooky looking fight for our deck that is playing a lot of shivs and acros. Pretty much all we do is play cards that barely do anything, but we play so many of them. This seems like exactly the kind of fight the Time Eater would completely destroy. So we'll see how Past Me can possibly defeat the Time Eater here. It probably involves playing the Bouncing Flask. And do I take 1 to keep one of my cards? I do. Yeah, looks weird not playing the Nooch there, but might need that extra card draw, or that extra card this turn to block 4 enough. And we didn't find any block cards. It's a bit sad. Taking some damage here. Another fight where we're healing from meat on the bone. Pretty much meaningless, because we cannot upgrade at this campfire we're about to go into. Get rid of the slime before reshuffling. Do it again. Or rather, before pitching my hand. Weaken is such a good debuff, man. Wow, is it good. Considering Acro to get more options for my Welly plans, or just play the slime. I do it just to play the slime. Don't have Fumes in play, that's like very sus. It will be losing its poison eventually, but definitely a bit sus. And for the same reason, we do not want to play Piercing Wail against this boss either, because it will split, and we'd like to save the strength debuff for the split. deciding to split here, or end my turn here with the 12 cards. Take one. Well times 3. Brutal. But really hoping to hit something good off this backflip. That's cards. But I see I'm full blocking already, so I hold these for next turn. Very smart. Should be splitting. Definitely not able to kill here, so I'd probably just chill. Definitely want to reset the turn timer thing here. The 12 cards timer. I somehow don't know what that's actually called. Ticking clock or something. And now it is splitting. I play the piercing wail to reduce its strength. This now is at -2 instead of +6. And then it will cleanse all of its debuffs and set itself at 0 strength. And now it's right back to where it started, which is much better. And now Weaken is cooking yet again. And end my turn here again. Yeah, I'm sometimes using the shivs to force the 12 cards if I really want to end the turn. Because sometimes it's really awkward. You have to end your turn at like 8 or 9, and your next turn is really ugly. So at this point, would like to play 12 cards a turn if possible, to avoid ever having a turn where I can only play less than 12 cards. That wouldn't be good. This looks pretty bad though. And oof! Didn't find a 0 cost way to discard. So have to take a 11. Getting a bit awkward, to be sure. Definitely acro into Gamble. Oh, I can't even play that many cards here either. It's pretty tough. Pretty tough. Take more damage. And just barely not in Tori range, so take the full 7. And yeah, all this damage is completely inconsequential. We're going to rest after healing for 75% of our missing health. As long as we don't die. Could be at 1 health and be totally fine, even without meat on the bone. What is 75% of 73? 18-ish? Or 54-ish? So yeah, go up to 55, and then rest would definitely top me off. Definitely true. I was thinking 18 is like 1/4-ish, 25%. And 3 of those for the 75. What playing a Shiv deck against Time Eater commentary sounds like. Find something to talk about for 5 minutes. Have lethal here, it seems. We did it. And looking for the ritual dagger probably, but didn't find it. And it's gonna die to poison. So I could have done this differently and not played like this, but definitely could have gotten there with the ritual dagger if I still had it around. And I believe that I did. I wanted to get out, not that important to charge it by 3 more. And ta-thump, ta-thump, ta-thump. Have you been here before? The end. 1 hour exactly. I rest. I have no money. I leave. No Tingsha. Thank God. Would have been so salty. Pulling against the elites here. Just gonna try to get as many of my powers into play as I can here. I was debating accuracy versus footwork, which is kind of crazy. I think footwork is like the obvious answer, but maybe I wanted to have the shivs in play. Maybe I'm already blocking for enough. I don't know. Get to play the burns. Very nice. Medkit doing something huge. Could have considered getting rid of the curse instead of an actual card there. I seemed to like all of the cards in my hand. There's Piercing Whale. So blocking for 32 damage. And removing an artifact charge from the left one. That's a pretty good card. Could even Blade Dance here and turn around. I do turn around with Malaise. It's pretty good. So full blocking, exactly. Actually pretty wild. And now this also sets us up to be turned around this turn. Didn't matter. Get to play our accuracy finally. I saw Slay the Spire 2 has the card. It was already revealed in the first trailer. The card called Fan of Knives that says, your shivs now hit all enemies. It's a power. Very cool. Clearly they're leaning into the shiv thing as the silent a bit. More than just having an accuracy and that's all, I guess. Got the charged Ritual Dagger. Could have played Bouncing Flask there. Found it again anyway. And probably can't get through 99 blocks, so looks like I'm going for it anyway. Very ambitious. Past me, it was just clicking cards. Having a ton of fun drawing a billion cards. Not every day your Silent deck is this strong, that's for sure. Even if we whiffed on some of these cards, we've had Meal the Bone as well. It's crazy. And no relics to put on the right number or anything. So we move out, and Kunai is here. Actually kinda huge. Kinda huge. Every time we play 3 attacks in a turn, gain 1 dexterity. So that'll allow us to keep up with the heart if we're playing these Blade Dances the whole fight, then we can continue blocking for more and more. It may matter. Our damage isn't that fast, and we are taking 1 damage from the Beat of Death with Afterimage in play every time we play a card. And I even take a Terror if I'm interested in playing accuracy, shivs, and eviscerate. Then I may definitely want it to be vulnerable the whole fight. And a tough turn 1 here. Missing all of my powers. And all block as well. There's a footwork, but still no way to block. And this could be a bit tough because the heart will hit you for 67 damage. And you'll be frailed. So if you're not able to block very well on turn 2, you could just outright die. Probably turn 2 of the heart is the scariest turn in the entire run. So technically I'm alive here if I just pass with Auric Alchem, no matter what happens. But looking like we are at least blocking for a bit. But yeah, that's all we got. That's all of our dick. So right now I'm actually exactly dead. Didn't appreciate that, I don't think. But I can play 2 cards, and then Auric Alchem goes off and I go to 2. So could I have played this better? Probably, but I still would have been down to like 10, maybe. So instead I get a little creative there with the Auric Alchem and go down to 2 health. And this is real 2 health. I don't have Fairy in a Bottle and I don't have Lizard Tail or anything. So I do indeed win this fight from here with 2 health. And that's a bit unlucky. I think, you know, you're not expected of this deck to take 67 damage on turn 2. But alas. But you get to save my Piercing Whale there and full block there. And now we have to find a way to block. Got there, found our After Image after all. After Image at the bottom and Malaise at the bottom was pretty sad. And I want this Malaise to stick around because I want to play it after it removes its little debuffs here. And we'll have Fumes to take 1 artifact charge away. And then I need to get 1 more off and then I can Malaise. Now we're blocking a bit. So I have 4 decks. I've gotten 1 Kunai proc so far. Curious if it actually mattered here or not. Past me is thinking now. I'm definitely woke right now. Getting rid of Malaise. Reasonable. I can't... Have I played 5 cards that say gain block on them yet? So the Kunai is now letting me play these Shivs, which therefore gives me even more decks. So I can go down to exactly 47 block. I'd like to play 1 more attack, but that involved playing at least 2 more cards, which would be bad, because I'd be down to 0 health. So the Kunai actually coming into play here already. This is very tight. Debatably lucky because I found the Kunai at the last moment. Debatably unlucky that I took 60 whatever damage on turn 2. Perceive the run how you will. And there's Malaise. Blocks for enough. It goes down to 2 times 15, I think. No, 1 times 15. So I could play another card that costs 1. I could play Blade Dance, for example. And then the Malaise plus the -1 strength plus the weaken would make it do 2 times 15, which would be enough to full block anyway. Definitely have to still consider... I can't just full block, I have to actually do damage as well. Or else it'll eventually hit me for like 1 billion. Yep. And then have to play Malaise to not die. Keep a dodge and roll just to make sure I can actually block. And yeah, the bronze scales plus liquid bronze definitely mattering. That damage is not irrelevant here. Play Bouncing Flask. Interested in that. And we did find a Madness from the Colorless Potion at the start of the fight, so that 1 acro cost is 0. Very easy to forget about that. Play another Blade Dance. That would gain me another Kunai. Definitely acro. There's Viscerate as well. Got another Kunai proc. Very nice. 9 decks now. And the dodge and roll healing, we're blocking for quite a lot at the start of our turn is very nice. from here, I think we're good. For sure. I even saved the weaken. Might hit us for a lot here. Interested in weakening it. Neutralize actually blocking for 30 damage there. Pretty good. Yeah, can just play Ritual Dagger. If at any point I had the 1 Energy Despair, I should have played it. It's actually dead because you have poison, and poison goes off at the start of the Heart's turn, so it'll reset the 200 health thing. So we did it. Sadly, no music because I had a little bit of a sound glitch happening, but yeah, pretty good run. Very scary heart fights, but we did end up getting there after all. And yeah, it was a very satisfying deck to play overall. A lot of drawing cards and a lot of discarding cards, and that's always very, very fun gameplay, I think. So, hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you appreciated my unusually large amount of yapping today. Let me know how you felt about that if you're still here. And as always, have a beautiful day.